guards looked pretty good against the Warriors.
We
were actually up against them at the half, which was
because of buzzer beater 3.
Yeah.
Regardless, what I see from the Knicks is what I've been saying for the past month, maybe, I don't know how long, but for a while. Trey Burke needs to be the starter.
I disagree.
Really?
I think he's okay. He's good. He's a career backup. You've got two younger guys with more potential that are not as refined that you need to give more time. You can't just put Trey in as the starter. Yeah, he played well, but he's basically a poor man's IT. He's never gonna be the guy. He doesn't have the height for it, and he's not quite as good as IT. You need to let your raw talent get time on the court, and therefore you can't really have a true starter. You got to play 2 guard sets with the current team makeup.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think that when it comes to, if you're competitive and you're trying to win, the guy on the point guard on the court needs to be Trey Burke.
We know that the Knicks are not competitive.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I think
if they had a squad that was, looking at playoffs, then yeah, I could see that argument. But as is, there's not really a
Emmanuel Mudiay is the starter in waiting. Once he refines his shooting,
if he can stop making boneheaded mistakes, then yeah. I'm a little worried that this might be his growth might start to taper. I hope not. I hope he gets better. And better.
It could also be growing pains. I mean, he's still young, and now you're putting him in the stage of New York where nothing's been going right.
Him and Frank look good together on the court. Frank was 6
They're
or 12.
both around the same age. So I mean,
Frank's 19.
Mudiay is 21 now. 21,
that's not
maybe 22.
It's not terrible.
Him and KP are the same age.
He came in with KP. So, I mean, I think Frank still has the most potential, but he's obviously the most raw.
They're very similar style of plays, though.
Right. No, on defense, you're right. He's the best point guard on defense. But I think
he needs a little bit more muscle on him.
Frank?
Frank's too skinny.
The most potential to get the best out of Kristaps Porzingis, I think, in the long run, is Emmanuel Mudiay.
I think it could be either or. Frank could be really good with the pick and roll, which would be excellent for KP. Mudiay, I think, is the more polished passer right now.
Oh, easily.
But that could change.
He needs to work on his scoring, because I'd rather have a player who's consistently at 15 points than a guy who's at 6 and then 40 the next night, and back down to 6, 2, none, 40. I'd rather have a consistent 15 every night. And if he does stop making the boneheaded mistakes, the bad passes, which for him happen very rarely, bad handling. I've seen some really bad handles out of Mudiay. He gets too comfortable.
Mudiay, he gets kind of lazy, which I'm kind of concerned with. Like, I get you're on a tanking team, so maybe that's part of it. Maybe if it's more competitive, he'll kind of get fully into it.
There's no sense of urgency.
But there should be when you're a young guy trying to prove yourself in the league.
Not when you're on the Knicks.
But here's the thing, though.
He should be, because he might not be on the Knicks forever. He should be trying to get the best possible situation for himself.
Regardless of what team he's on, well, maybe not regardless of what team he's on. Regardless of if he's on the Knicks or another team that's just around the 8 spot or below, he should be someone that is good enough to be an all-star in the future. And you can see flashes of it. You can see glimpses. Like the 20 points last night was real nice. And I thought he played particularly well last night. But he doesn't do that consistently. If he can get consistent and, like I said, get to that 15 to 20 points every night, he will be an all-star, and he has the potential to be a very good player. I'm not saying he's Hall of Fame, but he could be the difference between the Knicks missing the playoffs and making the playoffs if he reaches his potential.
Absolutely, and I'd say that about him or Frank. Trey's a little older. I think
26.
Yeah, I think we see he is what he is at this point, and that's not bad. But I think he's kind of a career backup guy, but a good one.
Yeah.
A guy you like coming off the bench because he'll come in and give you a scoring punch.
He could totally be sixth man of the year.
Possibly, yeah.
Absolutely could be.
Yeah.
Which I know you're going to hate this, is what I see Frank's role being eventually. Which isn't a terrible role.
No, it's not bad.
But I don't see him as being the starter, the answer to the Knicks' problems. I see him being a part of the solution, maybe.
I think he's a big question mark. I think he's got all the potential in the world, but if he actually lives up to it, huge question mark. This, he could very well just stop progressing next year.
Which I'm afraid of because of the Knicks. Like, if I don't know how you do it. You're a Jets fan. You're a Knicks fan. You literally have two of the worst teams at developing young talent in your fandom.
I had the Rangers, but that's going to rebuild mode.
Yeah, they sent out a letter saying we're going to suck now. Guys, if you're looking for a playoff team in the next 3 to 5 years,
that letter was a trade agreement.
Yeah,
that's a letter.
You might not want to be a Rangers fan.
They literally
sent out a letter.
Did they really?
Yeah, basically saying we know it's tough now, but just the future's going to be great.
That's freaking hilarious.
I don't mind the trades they made so far, though.
I'm pretty pissed off.
Why?
Because I wanted to start to get McDonough. He takes them to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, McDonough. I'm gonna miss Miller.
But they kept Zuccarello.
They kept Zook. I'm happy about that. Zook is.
He was one of the ones I thought were definitely gone.
I was so scared. They kept Zook. They kept my boy Kreider. I actually have his jersey, so.
They kept Lundqvist. You gotta keep King Henry.
I am really scared now that his window is basically just done with. I don't think they can rebuild in time to bring him to another.
No. But you know what they can do? They can make sure they have stability in the locker room with him.
Yeah.
And
they have a ton of picks, prospects, so it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a bad rebuild.
Their prospect list is pretty small right now.
Now it just got way bigger.
Well, yeah, it got better, but it's still not what you'd want it to be.
Although, let's go Vegas.
God.
Hey, they're leading the division.
I know.
They're the best team in the NHL.
Not true. Lightning are better.
Slightly.
The Lightning might be better record-wise, but if you watch the play of the teams, I think Vegas is the best team.
Lightning just got
McDonough.
Yeah. So I think
the Lightning made their push.
We got Lightning's really promising prospects, so that's why I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. So now you got two that could be actual starters.
We got another prospect from the Bruins with the Nash trade. Plus, we got so far 2 first-round picks, and if the Lightning win the Cup either this year or next year, we get another first-round pick. So I'm bandwagoning on the Lightning now because
I'm just surprised that Vegas in their first season is second division.
No, they got the ultimate. Like I had read this, and
they're the ultimate win now team. I couldn't believe they didn't make a bigger push for McDonough, especially.
They're also the ultimate home ice advantage. Like, everyone's like, oh man, I get to go to Vegas? Yeah, they come in hungover.
To have the best winning percentage, because then playoffs are all at home, man.
Yeah, that's true. Make everyone go to Vegas.
It's always an advantage, but make everyone stay in Vegas for multiple days. You're gonna come out and half the team's gonna still be in their hotel room.
Seriously,
not sure what time it is because there's no clocks around.
It's gonna be on the ice. You're gonna be skating around, and
guys are showing up late.
You see like Connor McDavid like scratching his junk. We know what happened.
Yeah.
Talking about the clap.
It's tough to watch a Vegas game though because even when they are on, it's so late. I'm like, I can't do that.
They're insane.
I can't.
West Coast teams are so hard to
follow. Have you watched?
I've taken a few games as long as I could stay awake.
Have you seen how unselfish the team is?
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of them, I mean, they were. It was a hodgepodge collection of people that they put together. They were like, oh well, no one wants us. We might as well make them all regret it.
I don't think it was no one wants us. I certainly didn't want them taking our players.
Oh no, they did. They did very well in their selection of players. True, and I'm amazed at how well together they've actually played.
Because they went to like all the teams like, all right, so you've got 3 players that you list as untouchable. Who are the 4 you were looking at? Okay, we'll take the one that you were considering, but just slightly edged out by someone else.
Right.
They're like doing their like strange money ball. Like, we'll take your 4th best player.
I want the 4th best player on every single team.
Right, that's like if I ever become a really bad guy and like I want world domination type of thing. If I want to get rich, the easiest way to do that, I'm just going to take $1 from every person on Earth. That's $7.5 billion.
Well,
and how many people are going to miss $1?
I have a hard time believing that you would get $1 from everyone.
I'm going to
track down people in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
I don't think they have $1 to give you some of them.
I'll take extra from others.
All right, well, I mean, there's African countries where people are having a hard time finding food. I'm giving you $1.
Well, I will then be philanthropic and invest a bunch of that money into those communities.
So that you can take the $1 back when they get it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
What's the point?
There's no point. But
I don't know how we got here.
But yeah, other than the Rangers, the trading block was pretty quiet.
That was amazing that they sent out that letter. I did not know that went out.
Yeah.
Literally sent a letter.
Did anyone see Jon Stewart's reaction in the Knicks
Golden
State game? Where it was Kevin Durant. I forget who he was passing to, but it was like the lamest, like weak pass. And then other guy drops...
JaVale McGee.
Yeah, JaVale McGee drops the ball in front of him, and he's just like scrambling
to
get it.
Fadeaway jumper.
Hits it, and Jonathan Stewart's sitting there at the sideline. He's like, "What is going on? You can't be this bad."
They are that bad.
It's your fault, John. You bought tickets.
Listen, the Knicks don't have to tank. They just legitimately suck. They don't have to tank here.
No, just...
with no KP, there's not much of a team. If
you risk getting into the lead, just dial it back a notch.
Although I wouldn't have been mad if they had beat the Warriors. If I were a fan that were looking for the tank, I wouldn't have been mad if they beat the Warriors. Like, there would be a few teams. Like, I don't care if you're embracing the tank or not. You want the Knicks to beat the Lakers. You want the Knicks to beat the Celtics. And the Heat.
And the Cavs.
And LeBron.
It's like a catch-22 type thing.
Because you want them to lose, but you know what? I hate my rivals.
Yeah.
That's like if the Jets were 0-15 in the last game were against the Patriots, be like, oh boy, I want that win.
My language.
We're explicit.
We're explicit. You're like, oh boy, I don't want the win because we got the Browns we're competing against, but you know what? Fuck the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're pretty decent for explicit. Explicit, there's people that are like, this is okay.
Yeah, we're a lot less explicit than people at Michigan State.
That being said, I say things that might be offensive to certain celebrities if they were here.
Well, I called all the women of Hartford yard goats.
That's true.
So
I called Pat Sajak a drunk tonight. So
probably true.
Which is worse? You insulted one Pat Sajak. I insulted thousands of women, quote unquote women, in Hartford.
Trust me, they're not listening. I can assure you of that.
We're gonna have like 30 listens from Hartford.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch.
All right.
I'd take it if they want to tick our numbers up that much just to yell at us. That's fine. Go ahead.
We should do that. We should have like a yell at Dan D'Antoni night. Like sell tickets like $1 each. You can come scream in our faces.
This is part of your plan to take $1 from everyone. That's what I've gathered from this.
Set up a line outside.
Oh, Christ. What are we talking about next?
That depends.
Do we have
do we have any more to say about the Rangers, the Knicks, or you Albany?
When did the playoffs start? Can't be that long, right?
What playoffs? For what?
For NHL.
April?
We don't have much longer, do we? I don't think so. I feel like that happens towards right towards the end of March Madness.
Yeah.
No, it is April. Yeah, it is April because they end in May.
Yeah, because there's that one period of time where college basketball is finishing, the NHL playoffs are starting, baseball is kicking off, and
NBA.
The NBA
playoffs.
is playing in the playoffs, and then we also have the NFL draft. It's that one part. It's like that
One part of the year that we
planets
call
aligning in sports where
it's
everything's
beautiful.
happening at one time.
we call that